Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining me on the NWP call this evening. My name is Rich Simmonds. I'm one of the founder partners with NWP, and also on the call this evening, we have Engelbert, who's also a founder partner. So welcome, Engelbert, and welcome to everyone else who's joined us this evening. It's good to have you with us. Before I go any further, please remember that NWP does not offer any financial advice, and this is all based on my personal experience. It is important that all partners fully understand how their funds are being used, and please make sure that you understand that past performance does not guarantee any future results. Now, my goal is very simple, and that's to help you achieve a consistent weekly income. NWP empowers you to build a lasting strategy for your family through a sustainable ecosystem, and they focus on consistent long-term growth and real results. They're very consistent, very predictable, and very flexible. Now, with NWP, you're not a member, you're a partner. There's two different ways of being a partner with NWP, and that's to be a partner with a portfolio, which in very simple terms means that you've got like a savings account with NWP. And then the other way to be a partner is a simple partner, and that's an affiliate, where we'll go into more detail about the affiliate plan in the second half of this presentation. But for now, we'll look at the deposit side of things and how you can actually make money using your own deposit, savings, investment, however you'd like to look at that. Now, how are profits generated with NWP? It's all with professional traders. You would put your money with the professional traders. They then trade on a weekly basis for you on the Forex, gold, silver, and oils. Those are the commodities. And typically, they'll use about 20% of your capital to generate your weekly profits for you. Now, the main thing what you need to understand about NWP is that you are always in control. I spoke about flexibility a little bit earlier, but what really makes NWP different is the fact that you are always in control and you always have access to your capital. That's where the biggest flexibility comes in, because in a typical investment company, your capital can be locked away from anything from 1 to 5 years. And if you wanted access to that capital, you generally pay a penalty. That's if you could get it at all. With NWP, it's a weekly cycle. You have access to your capital on a weekly basis. Your profits, which is the next part of what makes NWP different, and that is that the capital and the profits are separated on a weekly basis. At the end of the trading week, that's on a Friday night, your profits are separated from the capital and they're sent to a third-party payment gateway. So there's never any of these issues about your capital and the growth and what's what. You'll know exactly what your capital is on a weekly basis, and you'll know exactly what your profits are on a weekly basis. Now, because of all this accountability and flexibility, that effectively makes you the auditor of the system, because every single person in the NWP system experiences it exactly the same. So everyone is having their access to their capital on a weekly basis. Everyone is getting their profits, and they're making the withdrawal of those profits on a weekly basis. So there's more than 14,000 members in NWP at the moment, and all of those 14,000 people are checking the system on a weekly basis. This keeps the traders and the whole system extremely accountable, and everyone is checking it. So there's none of this thing where you'll ask your friend, oh, did you draw from the system? Did you get money? Well, that's never a question in NWP, because everyone's doing that on a weekly basis. No one's leaving their money in the system. Other than your capital, you can't leave your profits in the system. That is always separated, and you have to actually physically withdraw that and to reinvest that if you wanted to. And we'll look at that in a moment as well. So just looking at this last week's profits, we spoke a lot about profits. So let's have a look at those profits and what they've actually been. This is the result from week 71 of trading. Trading started originally in October 2024. So this is the 71 week. We're now in the 72 week of trading. And these are the profits. Now, what you see in your back office and what I've shown you here in the gross profit, that's the one outlined with blue here, that is showing you what is the actual profit for the week. Now, this actual profit for the week is what the traders get, and then those profits are then split. When you have your deposit, you'll see the partner profits here. That is what the partners got this last week, and then the other 50% goes to the business volume. That is to sustain the business as well as the affiliate plan. So that is how profits are split in the system. You'll always see this on a weekly basis. You'll always see this on a weekly basis, and there's never any question about where and how the profits are made and how they split. Now, there's three different ways of participating as a partner with a portfolio, and the first one is to have a foundation portfolio. The foundation portfolio starts with as little as $10, going up to $9,999. And here there's a monthly target. Now, when we speak about these monthly targets, remember I said you get your profits on a weekly basis, and that those profits on a weekly basis make up the target for the month. So in other words, in the foundation portfolios, what the traders are looking for is anywhere between 5 to 10% on a monthly basis. So you'll get that accumulative effect of 5% or more over the month. Then we look at the growth portfolios. This is where $10,000 or more is deposited, up to $50,000, and the monthly target there is between 8 to 12%. Then moving along, the elite portfolios, this is the premium asset class in NWP, 50,000 or more deposited, and your monthly target there is between 10 to 15%. All of these targets have been achieved month after month, and the traders are very consistent with NWP. That is what we've known and what we've come to expect from the traders, and every month they have delivered consistently these results. Now, when you're ready to start, you can use the following cryptocurrencies. That's USDT, BNB, or USDC, either on the Ethereum network, the BEP20 network, or the Polygon network. Any money that's deposited before midnight on a Monday, that's UK time, will still get profits the coming Saturday. If your deposit is after that, you'll receive profits the following Saturday and then every week after that. When you withdraw from the system, you can do it in the following currencies. That's in Polygon USDT or BEP20 USDT. And the minimum withdrawal on the Polygon network is $5, and the minimum withdrawal on the BEP20 network is $10. So your fees that are charged for these withdrawals, and this is the only time fees are charged by the system, that is 5% on your profits and your bonuses withdrawn. So to give you an example of that 5%, if you were withdrawing $10, 5% of $10 is 50 cents, therefore you'll receive $9.50 in your wallet. Capital withdrawals, they can be done on either a Saturday or a Sunday. You can do this on a weekly basis if you want to. So you decide on a weekly basis whether you want your capital to remain in the system, to carry on getting profits, or whether you'd like to take it out. It's like a savings call account. You just don't wait. You just withdraw the money if you want. Instant withdrawal on profits, and about a 4 to 12-hour wait on your capital withdrawals. It's normally a lot quicker than that, but just for remember, your money is with the brokers, so it needs to come from the brokers, whereas normal withdrawals are with the payment gateway, and that's an instant withdrawal. The first time you take out your capital, it's a 0% fee there. After that, when you take out capital withdrawals, there's a 2% fee on the subsequent withdrawals of your capital. Let's just have a look at the weekly cycle. That every single week it goes through the same cycle. So your money's in trade, you have a portfolio. That portfolio is used by the asset managers to then generate your weekly profits. It trades from Monday to Friday. And on a Friday night at midnight, those profits are separated and they sent to a payment gateway. That's where the profits will wait for you until you withdraw them. So they're always available for you to withdraw. You can withdraw any day of the week. If you've got money in your back office, it's there and it's instant withdrawal. Moving along to these profits, remember that if you are withdrawing your profits, it's a minimum of $5 that you can withdraw. Even if you've got less than $5, that money will still wait in the back office, in the payment gateway for you. It's in the payment gateway, not in the back office, sorry. Those withdrawals come directly to your crypto wallet, and this is the way it always works. And here we suggest that you use a transfer wallet. A transfer wallet is a private crypto wallet, as opposed to using an exchange, because an exchange means that you've sent your money, you don't have custody of that anymore, and you haven't got any control. In your own crypto wallet, you can always trace things. If you withdraw the incorrect currency to your crypto wallet, it can always be found. If you send the wrong currency to an exchange, it's bye-bye money. So private crypto wallets, transfer wallets are always much safer, because you're always in control and your money can always be found. So that is the way the weekly cycle works. You enjoy the profits on a weekly basis and you decide what you want to do with them. Now, as I mentioned, there is no automatic reinvestment of those profits in the back office. So you would have to withdraw those profits to your crypto wallet. And once they're in your crypto wallet, you would then decide what you want to do. If you want to deposit it back into the system, the foundation portfolio starts at $10. So you would put your $10 into the system, open a new portfolio, and thereby you would generate profits on a weekly basis. Now, there is the crocodile. And what we're talking about, the crocodile here, is to talk about the power of $12. You know, when you look at $12, it's 200 Rand for the South Africans on the call. It doesn't seem like a lot of money, but we need to look at what this crocodile can actually do for you. And it's really just a way to start in the system. And what happens is you deposit $12, the company adds $18 to that, giving you a $30 earning base on a weekly basis. So it's as if you've deposited $30 and you'll earn your profits on a weekly basis on $30. The crocodile comes to an end once you've earned a total of $30. So you would need to then consider putting some money back, because the normal portfolios there's no life, it's a lifelong commitment or a lifelong deposit. As long as you've got the deposit in the system, it will earn profits for you on a weekly basis. So what the crocodile does is accelerates that so that you've got 2.2 times more than you would have put in, and that just gives you the profits and therefore gives you return on your deposit much quicker than if you were waiting for the same sort of return on the $12 that you actually put in. So that's the way the crocodile works. Let's just remember the crocodile, that if you have got one of the previous boosters that was offered by the company, you won't be able to take the crocodile. And the same as if you took a phase 1 crocodile, you won't be able to take the phase 2 crocodile. So it's only one per person, and it ends when $30 is earned. When you've got the crocodile or any other of the boosters, you can still participate in the normal portfolios. And those profits, the $30 that you earn from the crocodile, is completely separate from any of the other earnings. So that'll always be kept separate. And the crocodile only comes to an end, or your booster comes to an end, once you've earned the total of the agreement, which in the case of this crocodile is $30. All right, so let's just have a look at what a savings approach can do. And I've used the example here of $12, you could put any amount into that picture and you would get a similar result. Now, when you're looking at $12, and if you put away $12 for 60 months, that's 5 years. Every month you put in $12 away. In total, you would have put away in 5 years $720. What would your growth look like? Well, the projected growth, given the normal consistency, and that's based on the foundation portfolio, so you're looking at about 5% per month. The growth on your capital over the 5-year period will be 5,000. That'll be your total value of your 720 that you've put in at the end of 5 years. So that's the sort of growth. And if you then take that a little bit further and just carry on with $12 for another 14 months, the projected growth there would be $10,000. So that just gives you an example of what $12 can do for you. Imagine if you maybe decided to put a little bit more in, what that would look like over those sort of period of time. That's the power of compounding. And remember, it's a manual system. It's not an automatic compounding. So you would take your profits and you would put them back and you would add your $12 so that you can get this effect over the 5-year period. When you would like some support from NWP, it's available on the WhatsApp chat. The girls are based in Canada. They're very helpful. They are available 24/7, but WhatsApp is definitely the quickest way to get hold of support. There is email support available as well. It's a little bit slower, so I would recommend the WhatsApp chat support. NWP's website is nwprofits.com. NW stands for Network Profits. And then the offices and registration of the company is based in Turkey, and their offices are in the Trump Towers in Istanbul. To help you get started, we've put together this little link tree, so you can scan the link if you're on the call tonight, or just simply, if you're on one of the groups, ask for this to be sent to you. In this here, we've got all the tools that you would need to get information about the company. There's the different videos. There's documents here about PDFs and those sort of things, as well as a getting started booklet to help you register. And it gives you a few tips there on how to register, like use a Gmail account. Those are the easiest ways to get started. And then it gives you a guide to crypto and a whole lot of other things. So do make sure you get the link tree so that you can get all the information, get all your questions answered there. Let's have a look at the affiliate plan. Now, this is the second way of being a partner with NWP. The affiliate plan is unique in NWP because it offers you a way to earn money and you don't have to have a portfolio yourself. So you wouldn't need a deposit or anything like that. It's simply you build your community, and this is where your network truly becomes your net worth. So that's the affiliate plans. Let's have a look at what's offered through the affiliate plan. It's a community approach. So obviously, with any sort of network thing, the bigger your network, the more you're going to earn. If you haven't got a network, it would be a fairy tale to think that you can earn without a network. Obviously, if you have your own deposit and you have a very nice deposit, well, you probably wouldn't need a network. But if you aren't fortunate enough to have a nice deposit, having your affiliate plan work for you and give you income on a weekly basis could be a very nice alternative way to earn some extra money. Now, remember that these affiliate bonuses that we're going to talk about are coming from the profits on a weekly basis. You're never paid from someone else's deposit. This makes it 100% sustainable. So all of the bonuses that I'm going to talk about come from that 50% split. So the affiliate plan offers you 3 different bonuses. There's the direct bonus, the binary income, and the matching bonus. All of these bonuses are paid on a weekly basis. Should you qualify for them, it's very simple. We'll look at that now. So the direct bonus here happens is that when you've got a direct referral, and you can refer as many people as you like, you've got a referral link on the left and right-hand side. And this means that it's a binary system. So you can either put people in on your left or right. When you put people into your business and they've made their deposit, as long as they keep their deposit there, you will earn profits 15% of whatever they earn on a weekly basis. Remember, it's not coming out of their pocket, it's coming out of the 50% side of the profit split on a weekly basis. So that's 15% of whatever your direct referral earns. Just as an example, if your direct referral was earning a profit of $80 a week, 15% of $80, well, there you've got your $12. So if you were thinking about how you could possibly start that $12, if you wanted to, there it is. You get yourself some referrals, get some money, and you could fund your own portfolio should you wish to. There's no commit. You remember, you don't need to have a portfolio. So if you wanted to go spend that money, you could do that as well. Now, the binary income, this works on your matched business volume. You've got your two teams. I mentioned your two legs. So every time you put people into either your left or right-hand side, this forms your team. That volume then counts towards your business volume on a weekly basis, and you'll earn 15% of whatever the smaller leg volume is on a weekly basis. Spillover also counts. So what is spillover? Well, that's what comes from the team members above you. So just remember, when we're looking at the binary and we're talking about the volume, we're talking about the volume of the deposits made by the people in your team, not the number of people in your team. You might find that you've got 1,000 people on the one side with $10 each, whereas you might have someone with $50,000 on the other side, just one person, and that will still exceed the people with the $10. So it's all about deposit. It's not about the number of people. So when you're trying to balance, we often refer to balancing your binary, because you're always getting paid on your smaller leg. So you want to bring up the volume in your smaller leg so you can earn more. That is what we talk about when we talk about the binary. So you're paid on the business volume that's generated on a weekly basis, and that business volume comes from the weekly profits that were generated in your smaller leg. Now, just to be binary qualified, we look at an example here of Max. Max introduced Joe. He didn't introduce Erica. That's what's known as spillover. Now, where did Erica come from? Well, potentially the person who introduced Max could have also introduced Erica. Max joined first, therefore he's in the top of the ladder, and Erica gets the next rung on the ladder, being the next person to join, and therefore she's what's known as spillover. And in this case, Erica, or even the people underneath Erica, make up that 4,337 that you see there. Joe on the left, that's the smaller leg, and Max will receive his binary income on the business volume generated from Joe's leg. So how do you become binary qualified? Well, you might see in your business already that if you look at your back office, and by the way, we are going to be doing back office training tomorrow night. So do join us at 8 o'clock South African time tomorrow if you'd like to understand how the back office works. So looking at your business, and you see it could be either the left or the right. In this example, there's deposit on the right. So you've got no deposit on your left. And you don't even know who these people are, because they could all be from spillover, for instance. Now, to become binary qualified, you would just need to introduce someone onto your other leg. So in this case, it's the left leg. Once they put a deposit in and they start generating profits on a weekly basis, you will then earn the binary. So this is how you become binary qualified. You don't need to have people or referrals in both those legs. The system only looks for volume. So therefore, if there is already volume in your one leg, because of spillover, all you would need to do is introduce someone into your other leg, get a deposit in there, and you would be binary qualified and earn the binary income of 15% of the lesser volume in that business on a weekly basis. So, and as your business grows, so will your income. Now, the last bonus that I need to talk about is the matching bonus. And what happens here, it's very simple. You've got those referrals, the people that you introduced into the business. Once they become binary qualified and start earning the binary income, you will earn 15% of whatever they've earned. Now, that's your level one. Those are your direct referrals, and you can have as many direct referrals as you like. Then level two is the referrals of your referrals. Once they become binary qualified, you'll earn the 5% there. And then the third level that you'll earn a matching bonus on is the referrals of your referrals and their referrals. So that's level three. And that's the picture. And that is your 3 weekly bonuses that you can earn from NWP. Right, that is my presentation for this evening. I'm here to help you and answer any of your questions. Engelbert's also on the call, so if you do have any questions, please ask, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. Thank you very much.
No, I think you do too good of a job to explain, and that's why the questions are few.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. So do remember, as I mentioned, that we are having the back office training tomorrow evening. And it's on the same link as tonight. So just join half an hour later, and that's when we're doing the back office training.
NWP, what trading do they do for us?
They trade on a weekly basis, and they'll trade in the Forex, that's the global currencies. They'll trade in commodities, which is oil, silver, and gold. And then, of course, because of the conflict in the Middle East at the moment, either they'll trade on oil, but if they see anything, if they feel anything's too volatile, then they just leave that out. I mean, they can trade anything. Those are the typical things that they'll trade. But if they see a good opportunity in something else, it might be sugar or flour or something like that. If there's good opportunities there, they'll do it. Remember, everything they do is to get you profits on a weekly basis. So if they see an opportunity where they can put money in and close the trade within the week, that's what they'll use to make your profit for you. They're not limited to anything specific.
Okay. I got that one. Then next question is there any way they could maybe indicate that on the back office of what they do? For example, not exactly what they do. Say for this week they've traded so much and they profit so much or something.
No. I don't think so somehow, because remember that there's 4 different groups of traders. Okay. So your foundation portfolios, your growth portfolios, the elite portfolios, and the boosters, they all have different brokers and different traders that do those things. So, and they're all they're situated in different jurisdictions and countries. So that would be very difficult to coordinate what all 4 traders are doing, because they don't talk to each other. So, yeah, I see Engelbert's also unmuted his microphone. Maybe Engelbert would like
I don't mean exactly what they do. It's just maybe an indication that we profit so much or something.
Yeah, basically, we contracted these traders. So it's basically up to them. So even if they make lose, they need still to pay out the plus. So the contract says they can keep the plus what they have traded more on a weekly base. So basically, they earning from the profits. So they have like a kind of a base what they have to pay us out. And so basically, it's completely up to the traders. So we are focusing more like on different assets to grow the NWP assets as well next to the traders. The traders is just like a part in the future from where we get assets. So the traders, they have like their secrets, they have like their nuances, how they trade in a daily or weekly base. So you need to understand they go in, they go out, and every week is kind of different. This would be very difficult to share with NWP, because even if we would share it, it makes no difference. They will still pay out the same amount, even if they make less than we promise.
Understand. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think that's where, as Engelbert says, and the big question is, what happens when they make a loss? Well, it's their problem, it's not yours. So if that information was showing in your back office, then there would be panic because people would think that they're going to make a loss that week, which is not possible because remember that let's just look at the foundation portfolios, for instance, where they are trading between 5 to 10% on a monthly basis. If they make more than 10%, they're keeping that profit. You definitely not getting more than 10% because the target that they trade between is 5 to 10%. But if they make less than 5%, that's not your problem either. That's their problem. So when they were good and they could make more than 10%, they need to keep that extra so they can make sure that they can give you at least 5% on a monthly basis. And that's the arrangement that Engelbert was talking about there.
Yeah. I understand that.
And we
Thank
need
you.
also to think about it that the traders already, what we are, have contracted already since more than 15 years on the market. So basically, they live from that. They know what they're doing. They have our own school. They have a trader school. If the trader doesn't fit the target in a weekly base, they go back into school and they're not trading for us. So this is basically completely up to the traders how they run their own company. Yeah. And these traders are just one contracted company, one asset from many what we have from NWP in future. So there will be even more and more assets, wine guards, olive oil, doesn't matter. So we are asset management company. We are going in some projects, we invest in, we receiving from different projects profit, which we are paying out to the portfolios under the recommendation to the affiliate plan. This will be the bigger future for NWP. But for the moment, yes, we are running mostly with the traders, but in a very safe way.
Yeah.
Sorry, I do have another thought. Along the lines of the traders, is it possible or probable or anything that the traders could have experienced a loss over, say, 3-4 weeks, especially now with all the nonsense that's going on overseas? Is that, I don't know. I mean, if that scenario had to happen, what would happen then if they had a long term of not making profit?
Well, this is the same question what we had before. It's the same. It's the issue there's the problem from the traders, and these traders, they have money. The one traders, the main traders what we have, he has 3,000 bitcoins around lying. It's 300 million. So even our completely turnover from NWP, it's a small amount. He could cover even the whole the investments, not just the profits. So 3 weeks making loss in a row, it's not a big issue for them, believe me.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Any other questions, comments?
Evening, Richard. Evening, everyone.
Hello, Dorcas.
I just want to say thank you so much. It gives one a peace of mind to know that it doesn't matter what happens in the Middle East or how the market is being affected, that our investments are secured. Thank you for that. I just wanted to say.
Good. Thank you. And thanks again to Engelbert for that valuable information that's supplied.
Yes, you're welcome. And I want to add something more. So in our line from NWP, we are getting basically every week messages how grateful people are because we are changing their life. We're filling the fridge for many people. Because making rich people more richer with our system, it's not a big problem. But filling the fridge on a monthly basis, it's a huge task what we are doing. And as Rich said, we can start with a small investment with $10, and this is a big amount in India because on the end of the week they can buy a rice for the family. They can feed it even with a small amount, and this is what NWP does. So we are basically changing the independent financial life from people. So this is what we are doing, get out of the slavery wheel. with working 8 hours, like, and starting every month from new with the salary. Because with NWP, you work once, and you have, like, from that work, you will run on a weekly base from the same business. This is the huge difference. And people who joined in, really, they are very appreciated, and we received this gratefulness from people back since more than 1.5 years.
That's so true. I mean, as Engelbert says, the people in India, that $12 or the $10 that they make on a weekly basis from the affiliate plan, they take in that money. We can see that those people are actually physically taking it. They're not reinvesting. They're using that money to sustain their families. So it's making a huge difference.
And 1 kilo of rice is not very, very expensive there, but they can buy it and feed the family. And that's a nice thing what you are doing here.
Absolutely. Thanks very much, everyone. Thanks for joining us this evening. Thanks again to Blanche for helping. Thanks for everyone who asked their questions. And thanks for Engelbert for your valuable time and joining us on the call this evening. We do
welcome, Rich. See you next week. Bye.
Okay, and see you tomorrow night if you come into the back office training. Thank you and good night.